What's going on, everybody? We are back with another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle for you guys video. Of course, as usual, today's video, we are going to be talking about a couple things. Obviously, JP wise, the 7-year anniversary is going on. It's going to be going on for the next month, all the way to the first week of March, and then of course it will end, leading into another celebration and the Saiyan Day. On global at the moment, we have the androids. The tech future Android 17 and 18 have arrived on global, and they are a very solid unit, arguably the best CUR on the game, replacing Super Vegeta immediately after he just finally released on global. But we're going to be talking about the anniversary because right now that is a lot more important, especially for the sake of the type of player you are on global and on Dokkan in general. If you're a free-to-play player, this is definitely an important video for you guys, even if you can't access the game content, the content that's on JP right now, until for another 5 months. It's very important for you guys to take in all this information and to get ready for these summons and the banners and the units, of course. So first, we're going to start with the banners themselves. This is the 7-year anniversary banners, the summons. This is how the anniversary will look for you guys on global come July, around July 6th, July 7th. This is what the banners will look like for LR Super Saiyan God Goku and Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now obviously, let's talk about the banner as itself. Of course, there are 10 featured SSRs on this banner, 5% rates, very interesting, and 5% rates of potentially getting a guaranteed featured of a featured unit on the SSR summons, of course. So 5%, typically that's what happens on these big mega giant summons, right? This banner features a couple of new units, obviously the LR Super Saiyan Gods, of course, as we just talked about, and a new SCR Dragon Ball Super Broly, who we'll just talk about real quick, just a quick little breakdown of this guy. This guy is a movie boss's leader. Obviously, he Dokkan awakens from the new Dokkan festival stage, of course, for the Goku and Vegeta, of course, obviously. He's a movie boss's leader, 130% all stats, key +3. And then he raises his attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. Not bad. His passive, attack and defense 180, that's good. He gets an extra attack and defense 80% when performing a super. He disables enemy's guard with 2 or more key spheres obtained, that's nice. Launches an additional super attack with 6 or more key spheres, that's not too bad. And then attacks effective against all types when attacking an enemy whose HP is 80% or less. That's actually pretty good, especially in like difficult content, I guess, really. And then lastly, this one will be a little tricky to get. He delivers the final blow to recover 26% HP at the end of turn. A little bit tricky there, if you can get him to get the final blow on an enemy on like a Super Battle Road stage, especially like Extreme Super Battle Road movie bosses stage. This guy, I don't know, the fact that he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, it's good. It's not as crazy as maybe some of the other movie bosses units that you may be running. Obviously, physical LR Gym is probably one of the best options, of course. He'll be leading the team. Of course, you want double of him because he guards in slot 1. Then a couple other options, really. Yeah, movie bosses still need some more help. Hopefully, this will not be the last Broly of this anniversary, but it's good to see that he gets a unit anyway. The rest of the banner, we have the return of LR, Full Power Frieza, who I can't wait to see on global because I did not pull him, unfortunately. So this makes this banner very interesting because the community widely considers LR Full Power Frieza much better than his counterpart, which is the LR Super Saiyan Goku, which means Goku is on the other banner. We'll talk about that. LR UI Goku, the best unit of year 6 of Dokkan, back a year later. He was on the Tanabata banner, the summons, of course, on JP in July, but he is back once again for the 7-year anniversary, and he is on this banner, which gives a lot of people a reason to possibly summon, especially if you did not manage to pull him during the 7th anniversary, during the Tanabata summons, and yeah, definitely gives a lot of people incentives to summon for this guy. Then you have physical LR Buhan. Between him and SCR Vegeta is so much better, of course. Then you have the 5-year anniversary LRs together on one banner. Usually they're separate, but this time they decided to keep the 5-year anniversary LRs together. More than likely just because this unit obviously is Dragon Ball Super based, and their leader skill is very comforting for these two together on one team together. Then you have the 3-year anniversary LR physical Gogeta, who we're hoping, along with the Vegito from the same anniversary, gets an Easy A during this celebration. Then we have in Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Pretty solid units still in their own right with alright leader skills. Pretty nice. Not bad. Then we have the Super Saiyan 4 banner. Obviously the same type of rates, of course, obviously no surprise. New units, we have the new Super Saiyan 4s. We'll talk about them along with the Blues, the Gods, in a moment. Then you have Tech, a new Tech Sin Shenron, not Omega Shenron. Obviously he will Dokkan Awaken from the new Dokkan event stage, of course, as well. He is pretty interesting. When you talk about him and the Broly, because you're going to compare the two band units, this guy is much better. He is not Tech Piccolo status, for sure. He's another GT Boss's category leader, which is always nice, getting more of those. He raises his attack and defense for 1 turn. Of course, the effects 130 all stats, 8 key plus 3 for the leader skill. So he raises his attack and defense for 30% by 30% for 1 turn. Supreme damage, that's okay. And then the passive, very interesting stuff here. So he gets attack and defense plus 100%. That's lower than Broly's at the start of turn, of course. Then he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres. Really good. He's a rainbow key sphere change, of course. Then plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% when attacking with 2 or more key spheres obtained. That's cool. Then after that, another additional attack and defense plus 50% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres. Then he gets another attack and defense plus 50% when attacking with 4 or more key spheres obtained. So that is 150% when you get at least 4 or more key spheres obtained, which is pretty good. That raises his attack and defense boosts from the passive to 250%. That's pretty nice. That's really good. Then he disables enemies guard with 5 or more key spheres obtained, and then he has a 50% chance of performing a critical hit with 6 or more key spheres obtained. He does a lot of things, which is really nice. It's really interesting. This guy will be really interesting with the SCR, EZA, Omega Shenron, and potentially one day, hopefully during this anniversary, the physical Omega Shenron getting an EZA as well. Hopefully, that would be great to see. This would be a great partner for him, especially because physical Sin Shenron with his EZA is actually pretty nice. He's alright. He's a decent unit, I guess you could bring. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 70% when attacking, and high chance 50% of launching additional super attack with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So he is very similar to the Mechikabura that got dropped during the Dragon Ball Hero celebration, and also a bit similar to the androids, the tech androids that are out on global right now, and obviously when they came out at the inception, at the time of their release at the end of November, ironically when Mechikabura was already out for the Hero celebration. So they made this guy very utility wise, pretty solid. The fact that once he gets more and more key, there's more and more things he can do, and that's also very interesting for this guy. So he is much better for sure than the SCR Broly. Now for the rest of the banner, of course, LR Super Saiyan Goku. I personally like this unit because he has a very good leader skill. That Super Saiyan's part of his leader skill is very good, very strong. Definitely needed another Super Saiyan's category leader when he was released. Int Year 6 Evolution Blue Vegeta. I still personally love this unit. Of course, UI is better, but I still personally love this Vegeta just because of the damage reduction he does. The fact is his active skill is so much easier to attain, and I mean he hits hard still. He hits pretty well. He gets good attack stats with his super attacks. Then SCR Vegito, what needs to be said about them? They're still fantastic. The foreseeing super attack effect for 5 turns? No, 10 turns. It's still amazing with this guy. The countering, and then the fact that he hits hard. He really does. Still amazing, of course. Then the 4-year anniversary LRs. Obviously, with the 2-year anniversary units, the 2-year anniversary Super Saiyan 4s getting their EZAs over, during 2021. It made these guys a bit irrelevant, but they are good linking partners for this new LR as well. So not bad for when you run a GT Hero scene. Then you have the Year 3 Int Vegeta, hopefully easy A's like I said earlier. And then you have the Golden Week unit from last year, Physical Super Saiyan GT Goku and Int Super Saiyan GT Vegeta. Fantastic options. They also link alright with the new LR, of course, as well, with a couple of the links. Obviously, they'll all be on Giant 8 power together, and especially their new leader skill as well. And that is both of the banners. Now, obviously, there is immense value on these banners for newer players, more recent players, players that play on a budget, free-to-play players, because obviously that means you guys don't have that much ability to summon as frequently as you can compared to some people that spend money moderately, or whales, obviously, of course. So in terms of saving, I think now is definitely the time to start considering some of the banners that you probably should not summon on. For sure, legendary summon banners, stay away from them. I know on global, potentially, that we may be getting the double rates banner for the LR Future Gohan and Trunks. We'll see if it ends up being that, but I don't know. We'll see, though. We will see, however. I'm not too sure if it's worth it, in my opinion. But that Gohan is good, but still, the value, if you do not have STR Vegito, Super Saiyan Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and you're obviously going for the Super Saiyan Force because you like them as a character, you're a GT fan, this is the banner for you because there's so much value here. If you don't have a unit at all, if you don't even have a dupe of a unit, you can get so much of that going summoning on these banners. It's definitely for sure great potentially summoning on these banners for sure. It really is a good idea to definitely start some saving. I would say, you know, some people obviously at the immediate release confirmation announcement of these units have started saving, but at the same time, you know, it's never too late to, I mean, it's never too early to start saving, but at the same time, we're 5 months away from the anniversary. You know, you guys could summon for the androids, although I think maybe, in my opinion, might not be worth it. They may show up again during the Golden Week banners. They may show up during the Worldwide Celebration banners, whether it be ticket summons or the actual Dual Dokkan Fest. They're gonna definitely return on some individual banners. For sure, summoning after the anniversary, well, then people are gonna want you to start focusing on the worldwide, and then after that, the thank you celebration, and then after that, the hero celebration. So definitely, you have to really pick and choose where you want to save. But in my opinion, right now, I'd say the best time to immediately stop summoning. Period. Right now, if you feel like it, if you're up to it, or Saiyan Day. Saiyan Day is a joint celebration, both versions. We know that we're getting something at the same time, but I think maybe it's not time yet. At that point, I don't think it's really worth it. The In Broly, it was pretty nice. The Saiyan Day unit, he's pretty solid, but he's not in talks of, you know, being like the best CUR in the game or like groundbreaking this and that. Just, you know, he's still solid though. He is solid. Now that we got the banners out of the way, let's start talking about the LRs, the Super Saiyan 4s, and the Gods. So, pre-transformation, because they do both have active skills that leads into transformations, they have two new categories that they are introducing here. For the Super Saiyan 4s, they are introducing the Fused Fighters category. It was also called like Fusion/Union Warrior category. And then for the Gods, they are introducing the Beyond Super Saiyan category. Now let's start with the Fused Fighters because this is very important. Obviously, you see the description. It consists of characters who fused in any way. Fusion Dance, Potara, simple merging, two bodies coming together as one. Pretty much that is every way you could fuse in Dragon Ball. So obviously we have the leader here. But take a look at the characters and take notice of who they are. You have Goten and Trunks, of course, they fuse in their super attack. You have Goku and Vegeta, they fuse. Spoiler alert, if you haven't figured out already, they fuse into Gogeta Blue. Tech, Super Gogeta. Goku and Vegeta, obviously, they fuse into Gogeta. Fantastic. Dragon Ball Super Vegito Blue is here. Potara fusion character in a category with fusion characters called Fused Fighters. You can see where this is going. You have Majub, who merged with Majin Buu to become Majub Oob team, of course. Then you have Android 17, Super 17. Android 17 and Hellfighter 17 merged together to become Super 17, of course. And then With that, you have a bunch of fusion characters. You have a bunch of fusion dance characters, Potara characters, and then you have some characters that just merged with another character. Piccolo merged with Nail and merged with Kami. So you have the physical Piccolo, and then you have the dreaded tech Namek Piccolo from the 350 download celebration. Unfortunate. So every character you see here is a fusion character of some manner. It doesn't matter what type of technique it is. They will all be here under this category. And this is definitely nice because, you know, Dragon Ball Legends, obviously, that's the other mobile game, big Dragon Ball mobile game that's out at the moment. They have this same category, pretty much, called Fusion Warrior. And they've had it since really the 1-year anniversary, when they introduced the Super Vegito. They've always had it like this, and it's always been nice because you can run fusion characters together, you can run Potara characters together, and you know, it makes for a really good team, especially with the bigger releases that they've been having. Like, for example, the 3-year anniversary Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that they had on Legends. So they're really nice. And now the Beyond Super Saiyan category right here. This category consists of characters that surpassed Super Saiyan and attained a higher transformation. So this category, you will not see any Super Saiyan 1 characters except for a few exceptions. AGL LR Gohan. For the LRs, that's pretty much it. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, I guess, you know, that's technical, really. Majin Vegeta is technically a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. And then, of course, after that, as for TURs, you have Super Saiyan Goku, who goes through multiple transformations. So, with the gods bringing this new category, this category unites all Super Saiyan forms together into one category. Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue are all under one category, and that is really nice as well, especially when you talk about certain teams like Super Saiyan 3 that kind of do need a bit of help, especially in terms of when you're trying to complete stages of, for example, you know, Extreme Super Battle Road Super Saiyan 3. The options there aren't too great, especially on Global at the moment, because on Global, we are currently missing this Goku who transforms into Super Saiyan 3, and he is very nice, but he does not lead the category. It needs more help, and hopefully we get a leader. Hopefully Int Bardock gets his EZA very soon. Hopefully we get another Super Saiyan 3 category leader, but at the end of the day, this category is very good because it unites all forms together. UI Goku is not on this category, obviously, because it's pretty obvious it is not a Saiyan transformation. That is a level of God attained, pretty much, and that has nothing to do with being, you know, Saiyan transformations at all. The highest it goes to is Super Saiyan 4 / Super Saiyan Blue, because they're technically same level, depending on who you ask. But this category is pretty nice. You got a lot of good characters here, pretty much. You know, it's really good. It unites a lot of crossover characters. It unites a lot of Dokkan Fest exclusive characters. And it unites a good amount of LRs here on this category. These are some pretty nice LRs depending on who you're looking at here. Some really good options. And for sure, this is a really good category. It's not pure Saiyans S because that's still probably the best category in the game. But it's definitely good for sure. Absolutely. Now let's talk the actual units for sure. Their leader skill. The gods, they are beyond Super Saiyan, of course, or movie heroes, categorically key +3, and all stats plus 170%. Pretty straightforward, that's nice. Now here's the kicker. The Super Saiyan 4s, they're fused fighters, or GT heroes, key +3, all stats 170. Both of these units have a second part to the leader skill here that says HP, attack, and defense plus 30% in addition for Kamehameha category characters. So, if you have a Beyond Super Saiyan character, I'll just say, for example, AGL transforming Goku. He fits under this category, of course. He is also part of the Kamehameha category. So, he will not only benefit from this first part of the active skill, leader skill, which is 170%. He also gets the 30% boost in addition because he is also a Kamehameha category character. Which means these two units are the first 200% leaders in the game, officially. Officially, they are the first 200% leaders. I had a feeling one day we'd get to this point. I thought it was this anniversary, but Technically, they're not, but at the same time, they are 200% leaders, which means if you run double Super Saiyan Force or double LR Gods, you are getting a 400% boost for characters that are Super Saiyan and Kamehameha, or movie heroes and Kamehameha. It has to be, you know, one of those characters. That character has to have both of those categories. One of the conditional ones, one of the two conditional ones, and then being the Kamehameha leader on the other side, of course. That is really good. It's about time that we got to 200% pretty much, and it opens up the doorway for a lot of Dokkan Festival exclusive characters this year in 2022 to have this type of part to the leader skill. Definitely, for sure. You can make a power beyond Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he could have this in his leader skill, and then he could have this in addition boost for Super Saiyan 3 category characters, and that would be very helpful for the Super Saiyan 3 category, which definitely needs help. Hopefully a lot of it comes this year. Now let's get to the super attacks and the passive. For both units, they raise their attack and defense infinitely. Amazing. I was hoping for this during last year's 6th year anniversary for the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. It didn't happen, but they added the ability for them 50% chance of performing a critical hit, which is amazing. But this is still very good. The fact that stacking the best units in the game, these two units are the best units in the game. There's no sugarcoating this. We can't do that. They are the two best units in the game, and they stack their attack and defense. It's fantastic. It gets even better once you start reading their passives. So obviously, Colossal Damage, Mental Colossal Damage, both of them pretty obvious. Now let's get to the passive skill. It is exactly the same pre-transformation for both of these units. They both have an entry animation at the start of their turn, at the start of their appearance, their first appearance. They have an intro animation. I uploaded all the animations for both of these units on my channel. Go check them out. The first one you'll see for both these units, for the gods, it is Goku warming up, but right when he was during his fight with Broly. And then for Super Saiyan, for Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, it is them powering up when they're about to fight Omega Shenron. Of course, I can't leave off Vegeta on the Gods animation. He flew in, was just standing there, and then the both of them transformed into Super Saiyan God. Pretty nice. It looked good. Now, what they do, both of these units, they guard all attacks within the same turn from start of turn. Great. They guard immediately, turn 1. The only turn that they guard, but great. They have turn 1 guard. And on a God of Destruction Assemble stage, on the Legendary GT Goku event, actually, never mind. Not the Legendary GT Goku event. The first phase is not difficult at all. It really is not difficult. The Ultimate Red Zone, which is a pretty interesting event. Extreme Super Battle stages, which are always going to be challenging in some capacity. These units are not going to be touched. It's going to be rare for them to be touched, especially leading from turn 1 all the way into turn 4, where you're going to have turn 1 guard or turn 2 guard. That's great. If you get one of them to appear on turn 2, you get turn 3 pass by, and then turn 4, they'll be immediately able to use their active skill, which are just, pretty much obvious. I'll get to that. Attack and defense plus 77% and key plus 1 per type key spear obtained for 7 turns from start of turn. You're almost always never going to get past 7 turns unless you on purpose and like you're in a long event and you're waiting to transform them because you're stacking. But this is good, and especially because they get extra key with each type key spear that they get. And then afterwards, attack and defense plus 120% and an additional key plus 1 per type key spear obtained, which means you're basically getting key plus 2 per type key spear obtained. And then attack and defense 197%. Really nice. So they're going to be hitting they hit really hard. I have this unit. They hit really hard. Next up, chance of performing a critical hit plus 7% per rainbow key spear obtained. And they launch an additional super attack when key is 20 or more. Really nice. So it's not too difficult because the fact that they get extra key to get a 20 key super attack. I almost always do, as long as they're not getting shafted a bit on links with whoever they're paired with. And after that, it's pretty easy for them to get their 20 key super attack. It's even easier for them to get their 18 key super attack for sure. And then the last part, attacks effective against all types when ki is 24. So since STR/LR Turles released when he did, we're seeing more and more units have LRs. We're seeing more and more LRs need the requirements to have actually max ki in order to utilize some of these extra effects, you know, like potentially dodging, potentially getting a crit, and potentially attacks effective against all types. So, you know, bypassing type disadvantage enemies. So that's really good. All this is really good. And just like I said, the passive is the very same for both of these two units. Exactly. It's almost like the 5-year anniversary when they did this. Now let's get to the next part of these two units, which is active skill. They both have an active skill, same condition. It can be activated starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, and these two will transform into Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue. I said all that just for no reason. They turn into Super Saiyan Blue, that color, and then Goku and Vegeta, the Super Saiyan 4s, fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Obviously, long-awaited LR for this guy, for sure. Well deserved because it's Gogeta. Did you think he wasn't going to appear here? He's not Vegito. Calm down there. Now let's start talking about their effects on their super attacks. Both have the same type of effect. They greatly raise their attack and defense, which means a 50% increase. They raise their attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn. Really good. Then on their 18 key super attacks, they both massively raise their attack and defense for 1 turn. That's 100%, which means they're going to be hitting nuclear level type damage. That's how insane it is. I just slurred like 5 times in a row. Nuclear level damage for both of these units, and they do mega cost of damage. And here's the kicker. Both of these units are able to nullify enemies' actions for 1 turn. Now, I thought this was a complete Ghost Usher when I first read this and when I first tried it in game. But what it actually does, it just negates 1 attack of the enemies, and that's pretty much it. It just negates 1 attack. So you really have to be mindful of where you put them, and if your enemy is potentially, super attacking immediately. So make sure you guys take note of that. Now that the super attacks are out of the way, let's start talking about the passive skill. So both of these units actually differentiate here in their passive skill a little bit. But that's pretty much it. That's the only place where they differentiate. Post-transformation, their passive skills. So let's go with the gods. Attack and defense plus 177%. Gogeta has the very same. Plus an additional ki plus 2 per type ki spear obtained. Also the very same for Gogeta, so no differences yet. Now here's this. For the gods, chance of performing a critical hit, that's there. Chance of performing a critical hit also for Gogeta. But here, right here, and a chance of evading enemies' attack, including super of course, plus 7% per rainbow ki spear obtained. For Gogeta, it's and reduces damage received but plus 7% per rainbow ki spear obtained. So Gogeta has the ability to get damage reduction with the more and more rainbow ki spears that he gets, while the Super Saiyan Blues are able to just get a better chance at dodging. Now this is where for sure the edge starts to go towards Gogeta, because of the fact that not only, you know, coming into the fusion of Gogeta after the active skill, have you built so much attack and defense, especially in long difficult events where, you know, you just had the Super Saiyan 4 stacking infinitely for several turns. Then you go into Gogeta with super high attack and defense, and then he's already able to have damage reduction. That is really good. You really don't need, you know, the chance to dodge, but we'll also get to that because he does actually have that in his passive. Gogeta doing Gogeta things, attacks effective against all types, no condition there. As for the Super Saiyan Blues, they have attacks effective against all types when ki is 16 or more. So basically, get your 18 ki super attack, and their attacks will be effective against all types. So it's not too difficult still to get the 16, 18 key, pretty much, the 18 key super attack still. For Gogeta, next up, he has a 30% chance of performing a crit. Really nice here. The Blues, they launch an additional super attack and medium chance of performing a critical hit when ki is 20 or more, so they will need ki they are going to need a lot of ki, 20. Still not really difficult to reach that. And then they'll launch an additional super attack when you get 20 or more ki. As for Gogeta, they have a 50% chance. Gogeta has a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack. So 30% chance at a crit, 50% chance at an additional. So one's better at getting an additional, a guaranteed additional super, and then the other is better at, you know, performing a crit, pretty much. And that's pretty much it with that. And then lastly, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has a 50% chance of evading enemy super, just like the Int one, and countering with tremendous power. I have yet to see it for myself, but I know it's definitely going to hit hard, especially harder than potentially the Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, especially because this guy is an LR. And when you talk about their stats, of course. Speaking of which, here's Gogeta at 55%, 100%, and then for the Super Saiyan Blues, here are them at 55% and then 100% as well with their stats, of course. And then lastly, the active skills. The active skills are here. Also as simple as pre-transformation active skills. They can be activated when HP is 50% or less for you, or if you're going to be facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or less. So either you're below 50% HP or a single enemy, the only enemy that you're fighting is below 50% HP. And the effect for sure on these active skills is so much better than the 5-year anniversary LRs. Definitely better than the 6-year anniversary LRs, which is not bad, but it's crazy because both of these units cause ultimate damage to enemy, and all attacks become critical hits for one turn. So if your enemy just somehow survives Gogeta's Gargantuan Big Bang Kamehameha active skill, you're gonna have crits for the rest of the battle, for the rest of the turn with this guy, and more than likely they're gonna die after probably the next super attack post active skill. And then the very same effect for the Super Saiyan Blues, and the very same condition, of course. And with that, the last thing is the link skills. Obviously, a bit of variations here. They actually do not link well together when you talk about them. When you want to talk about their partners, which you're going to take a look at, for the LR Gods, their best partner at 7 links is themselves. So if you can run a rotation of them transformed and then another not transformed, that would be really great. And then when you talk about that afterwards, you got Kaioken Blue Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. Then you have a lot of very interesting LRs here that a lot of people more than likely are going to be running on their team. As for the Super Saiyan 4s, with them, when you talk about their linking partner, honestly, yeah, you really do not want to link these together because you don't even see them until 4 links. They share 4 links, but they actually do not give themselves each other ki. It's just attack buffs, pretty much. So the best partner for Gogeta and the Super Saiyan 4s is themselves. Once again, you're going to want to probably run a rotation, if you can, of them before popping the active skill, and then them as Gogeta after the active skill, of course. And you'll get all 7 links activated. Then afterwards, you're just going to want a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, whether it be the LR or the SCR EZA one. More than likely this guy, because he's still great. And then after that, you got some more Super Saiyan 4s, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, LR, AGL, EZA, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Int Gogeta, definitely want to run him. Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who more than likely will EZA during this anniversary. And then after that, you have a lot of the, you know, more prominent Dokkan Festival LRs or TURs here. Well, really, for the most part, LRs. You got Gohan here. Really, it's just Kamehameha, probably Super Saiyans. Definitely, yeah. Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. That's pretty much the 4 links that are activating. They're not really activating key-based links, so that's a bit of concern. But because of their passes being able to get a lot of ki, that won't be too much of a problem. Getting attack buffs is just very good because they'll be destroying units, because they actually have, and I know that they have. And their categories here. Here are all their categories. They have some in common, some not in common, obviously. Some of the ones that they will share in common: Fusion, Pure Saiyans, Join Forces, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, Time Limits, Accelerated Battle. No, they don't share that one. That's a bit interesting. But after that, Battle of Fate. No, they do not. Beyond Super Saiyan and Fuse Fighters. So those are all the categories that they will share. And that is pretty much it for reviewing both of these units. So if I had to give you a verdict on who is better, Pre-transformation, it's really hard to say unless you're talking links and who you're running them with. But they are very 1A, 1B based for sure, pre-transformation, because they have the same exact passive and super attack effects, which, you know, that's all, you know, you just, that's great, pretty much. You could just, you know, pick between them, you know, interchange them back and forth between who you want to use. It just comes down to preference and who you manage to pull more of for hidden potential nodes, of course. But post-transformation, I believe Gogeta has a for sure edge because of some of the variations that he gets. You're not going to be able to be, you know, potentially dodge everything. You go, because there's a chance of evading enemies' attacks, but Gogeta is getting a guaranteed damage reduction with the more Rainbow Key Spheres that he gets. So if you manage to get 4 Rainbow Key Spheres, that is 21% plus 21% to damage reduction. And then, of course, he's already doing high raising on his super or 18 key super attack. On the 12 and 18 key supers, he's already getting high effects there, raising his attack and defense exponentially. So this guy is definitely good at taking a hit, and especially normal attacks. I don't think he'll even flinch on anything. Then being able to automatically effective against all types attack wise, that's just a Gogeta thing, but still that's what makes Gogeta cards so great to use, because they bypass STR characters when they're taking them on in difficult events. Then you have the 30% chance of a crit, 50% chance of additional. That's alright, that's pretty nice, you know, that's good, so that you have that while you're also focusing on building them in, of course, the hidden potential system. You probably want to go max additional then crit, maybe, probably, because of the fact attacks effective against all types. You want to get as many supers as you can, potentially 3 supers in one turn. And then lastly, the fact that he evades supers. He can completely dodge a super and then counter. That's what makes this guy still insane, especially because now he's an LR and he's going to probably hit even harder on the counter. So in my opinion, I would like to give the edge to Gogeta. He just seems like more of the true broken unit, although this Goku and Vegeta is still most certainly busted in their own right, for sure. I pulled them and I personally have been enjoying them until when I potentially pull the Super Saiyan 4s. We'll see, but after that, I have been enjoying this unit. They've been great. And with that, that is the video for you guys. So, global players, I think now is getting to the point where you should really start hunkering down and begin hoarding your stones, doing everything in the game possible, if you even can't, you know, buy stones, of course, to get as many stones as you can to summon for these units. I am not going to let myself go another anniversary under 1,000, you know, Dragon Stones. I was lucky last anniversary, but I don't know if I'm going to be this lucky this time around. So I'm going to make sure I get as much as I can done, and for sure be ready for the 70th anniversary when it rolls around on global. And with that, thank you guys for watching the video once again. I appreciate you guys watching as usual. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment, have you been summoning? If you have JP, how many stones have you used already so far? Subscribe if you're new. And with that, all that being said, thank you guys for watching once again, and I will see you guys on the next one.